for those who know basketball, which admittedly is not me. I'm not a great fan, and shockingly, I was never good at playing basketball. I know that's hard for you to believe.
Well, shockingly, neither was I.
Now, that is hard for me to believe because you were
6'4",
given the gift
I was
of height.
I was. Now, hold on a second. I dominated middle school. Let me just set the record straight.
There was a moment.
Yeah, I mean, there was a time where me and Kobe were on the same trajectory, and then I turned 12 and went to public school and was rudely awoken to the reality that is I was not good at basketball. And we are back. Welcome, everybody, to episode 2 of Sermons on the Side. Richard, how are you, sir?
Nicely. Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing well.
You're looking spry.
A little road weary.
Oh, man.
I just got back from my cross-country trip
That's some miles.
from Kansas City. But I'm excited to be here and excited to be talking to you, sir.
Come on, man. It's good to be back at the mics, and we're excited about putting out this episode, talking a little bit more about how the divine shows up in the middle of the normal.
I was going to ask you this. We didn't even talk about this beforehand, but so in episode 1, we talked a little bit about who we are, how we know each other, how we've gotten to know each other over the last couple of years. Mm-hmm. But tell me a little bit about Sermons on the Side, the name, kind of how you came up with it, and what you as when I hear it, what am I supposed to think about?
What we hope that people will think about is the realization, kind of wake up to the fact that in the midst of our day-to-day conversations, kind of the normal stuff of life, if we're watching for it or listening for it, we will see and hear some messages from the Lord that even when maybe we didn't expect to see or hear it, but we'll find, whoa, man, there's a little bit of life truth in something I just noticed or in a conversation I was having. And this sort of idea really grew out of a lot of the conversations you and I and our circle of friends have had.
Yep.
And where we'd be on a topic or maybe not, maybe even just shooting the breeze, but something emerges out of that conversation and we go, whoa, God could use that reality or maybe that story to speak something to us. Yeah. And so that's what we hope that Sermons on the Side will mean, is that we'll realize as we're going along our day, whoa, hey, time out. I just saw something. I just heard something, and I think God was in it.
I love that. Living in the world, but not of the world, and being acutely attuned to what God is doing.
Come on.
I love that.
Good stuff.
Well, hey,
man.
Congratulations, by the way. Did you know, fun fact, 12% of all podcasts that are out there are only one episode? So round of applause.
Whoa.
Round of 2 episodes in.
So
everybody who has just journeyed with us to this point. Congratulations,
Are you
everybody.
serious?
No,
that's trippy.
It is trippy. Yeah, 12% of all podcasts are one episode. So here we are.
We're
on episode 2.
Episode 2.
Congratulations, brother.
I love it. Congratulations to you, Brad. For the record, everybody, Brad does all the heavy lifting.
No, that is
he just does.
He's
going to deny it.
I plug in the chords, but you're very kind.
Oh, yeah. No, for real. This is fun. And I think that it's really in our hearts to bring some of the Sermons on the Side that we've experienced and noticed and benefited from. Where God's really spoken to us and done some guiding.
Yeah.
Maybe some correcting, some encouraging, some hope giving.
Yeah.
That we wanted to bring this outside of just our conversations and our circle. Want to bring it to other friends and folks that might find us along the way. So thank you to everybody who's listening. Hope it's encouraging.
Yeah. I've said for a long time that, obviously God has designed us with the capacity and the need for community. And if God had if there was ever a lone wolf Christian, it probably could have and should have been Jesus, but he modeled for us community and what it meant to live with people and friends and to share those experiences and to have those God sightings. So, yeah, I'm excited.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Hey, do you want to jump right in?
Let's do it.
Because I got this story that I heard about the late, great Kobe Bryant.
Oh,
one of the greatest basketball players that ever lived. Thank you for that Chappelle reference. And so Kobe, obviously super successful on the basketball court, and even in his retirement life after retiring and before his untimely death. But one of the things during his playing career that Kobe was known for is this incredible work ethic. Mm-hmm. And for those who know basketball, which admittedly is not me, I'm not a great fan, and shockingly, I was never good at playing basketball. I know that's hard for you to believe.
Well, shockingly, neither was I.
Now, that is hard for me to believe because you were given the gift
I was
of height.
I was. Now, hold on a second. I dominated middle school. let me just set the record straight.
There was a moment.
Yeah, I mean, there was a time where me and Kobe were on the same trajectory, and then I turned 12 and went to public school and was rudely awoken to the reality that is I was not good at basketball. But no, so yeah, for those that are not familiar with basketball, they might not be familiar with the term that really encapsulated Kobe's work ethic as the Mamba mentality.
Yeah.
One of his nicknames was the Black Mamba, and he just, when he went into game mode, when he into practice mode, when he was like in go mode, a lot of people referred to him as that Mamba mentality.
Man, yeah, and I can just picture that as you're saying it, that the intensity and the focus and the drive. And, of course, even casual basketball fans saw it on the court and in the highlight reels and with the number of championships he won. But apparently his workout regimen was epic.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like legendary.
Wow.
People are like, oh, you got to see Kobe work out. He was one of those first in the gym.
Last out.
Yes,
yeah.
Exactly. And so there was this one writer who was doing a big article or a big write-up on Kobe during his playing years. Okay. And he got the Holy Grail of permission to sit in on one of Kobe's off-day workouts. So they didn't have a game that day.
Okay.
And so he's going to be in the gym for hours. And he was like, oh, this is the dream. Now I'm going to, with my own eyes, watch the man prepare and work out and practice for the magic that we see on the court every time he plays. So this writer was so excited, so grateful for the opportunity, sits there through the hours of the workout, watches it, every second of it, and at the end of it, he is completely underwhelmed.
The writer?
Yeah. He was not impressed with what he saw. He was just sitting there going, okay, he's doing drills. He's just taking shot after shot. He's just doing these very normal, simple things. He really thought he was going to be peeking behind the curtain, baby. He's going to see what makes the man
the most state of the art.
The magic, right?
Yeah.
And he sat there and he approached Kobe because he was actually quite confused by it. And afterwards, he's talking with Kobe, and he said, "Kobe, I'm sorry, I just got to ask you. I don't understand. This was a very simple workout. I just watched you for hours do what every 8th grade basketball team in the world does every week. And I don't get it. I thought I was going to see something that set you apart from all the other drills that every other basketball player is doing." He just put it to Kobe. He said, "You're the best basketball player in the world. How is it that what I just saw makes that happen?" I mean, he's wanting to see the magic and the switching the hands in the air to do the layup on the other side while the other guy, just the crazy highlight reel stuff, and he didn't see it. "Kobe, you're the best. How can such a simple workout translate into you being the best? And Kobe said, listen, the reason I am where I am in the game, and this is the quote, this is the phrase,
Okay.
is because I never got bored with the basics.
Ooh. Whoa.
Never got bored with the basics. And this guy, of course, that made a big impact on the guy as he's writing. But that is the truth
Yeah.
about, obviously, what made Kobe one of the greatest.
Mm-hmm.
And I bet you could find that same piece in great athletes or anybody that's successful at anything.
Yeah.
Somebody that's at the top of the list of the GOATs or the greatest of all times, that probably could be said of them as well, that they didn't get bored with the basics.
Yep. The fundamentals were key. Yeah.
Even all those years later.
Wow.
And I thought, wow, how often do I almost assume that at some point of achievement or success or momentum that I'll be able to kind of distance myself a little bit. So, I don't have to worry about that stuff. But he used the basics to build a career, and he never got bored with them. And so the magic happened because the basics weren't ignored.
Come on.
And I think that is, for me, when I heard that,
Yeah.
I said, God, you're speaking to me. You're speaking a sermon on the side to me in this moment because,
Reverend Kobe Bryant.
man, come on. I want the kind of routine, undaunted faithfulness in the basics, in the day-to-day. And I want that to mark my life because I know that if I'm faithful in the routine, what did Jesus say? If you're faithful in the little things, then you can be trusted with bigger things.
That's right.
And I want that in my life. And what I really want is to, and it's created this prayer, Lord, don't let me get bored.
Right.
Don't let me get my head in the clouds. Keep me grounded. Grounded in the basics.
Man, I love that. And I'm thinking back right now of like just all the great men of faith that are in my life. And when I start taking an inventory of like who they are, how they act, and like if I got the chance to go to their gym and to watch them prepare to be, people can't see me, but I'm doing like some wild hand motions right now, like the greatest Christian man or woman that they could possibly become. And I want to I almost trick myself into expecting to see some huge experiential, like massive thing, something that I don't have access to yet, something that I can't do because I'm not Kobe. I'm not them.
That.
You know what I'm saying?
I totally.
And then
get
all
that.
of a sudden, I really believe, I know this to be true because a lot of these men that I've been around, even just the last several years, have mentored me this way, and you at the top of the list, and have said, you ready for the practice to start? And me being on the sidelines, yeah, dude, I'm so ready. And they go, okay, you ready for step one? Step one, read your Bible. I'm like, okay, all right. Step two, pray. Okay, all right, got the okay. What are we doing here? Step three, be faithful in your local church. All right, so far these aren't like massive.
Like they were teaching me this when I was a kid.
Yeah,
right?
This was like VBS last week, right? Like, what do we? Number 4. Be faithful in the little things. Like, go tell people about Jesus. Like, don't get bored with the basics. Yeah. And that is an incredible parallel from the late Reverend Kobe Bryant.
So good.
Wow.
Hey, and let me attach an interesting Bible bit
Okay.
to this, and that would be found in 2 Kings chapter 5. It's a story of the prophet Elisha
Okay.
and a foreign dignitary, actually a foreign general, a foreign military leader comes to his house because this man who's from another country and he's a great military dude. He's one of the greatest of all times. He's a super high-level dude, and he's got leprosy. So he finds out. It's a great story. You got to read it. But the man's name is Naaman, Naaman, Naaman. And so he finds out he could go to this prophet, and the prophet might be able to do a miracle and get his leprosy healed. So the prophet says, okay, here's what you do. You go to the Jordan River and you dunk yourself 7 times, and then you'll be healed. And there's just a lot of cool stuff in the story. At first, he doesn't want to do it because it's too basic.
Yeah, it's not big enough.
No,
Surely
I'm
this
a big dude.
Yeah, surely this
man.
can't be.
You know who you're talking to, man. Give me something. Let's put on a show. Let's make it big. But he goes and he does it eventually in the story. And he gets his healing, and it changes his life. He becomes a believer in the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. It's a powerful moment. But one of the things about that basic, simple task, and then doing it over and over and over again, and see, that's what we do. We are repetitive in these basics that build us into something something that matters and builds us into a man that's truly connected to God. And sometimes it just feels like wash, rinse, repeat. Wash, rinse, repeat. But it's what we do, and it's what we're going to do tomorrow.
Yeah.
And the next day. And before long, we look up over a course of years, or maybe a lifetime, or our children's lifetimes, and we see, wow, something great came of that.
Extraordinary things happened as a result of laying the foundation of the basics.
Absolutely.
And you talk about like not getting bored with wash, rinse, repeat. Hello, eternity. Excuse me, church. We're going to be in eternity in paradise with Christ every day, every week, every month, every year, forever.
Yes.
So I love it.
Good stuff,
Man.
So that's our sermon on the side.
How about it?
For episode 2? What do you think?
I love it.
I mean,
dude.
God's with us. He's speaking to us. Hey, I've got before we go, I got one little segment that we need to finish up with.
What was the last episode? What was the segment?
The segment was obnoxious observations.
Obnoxious observation. Now that one might have a cameo.
It's
coming back.
Oh, I think
but
so.
This is a different.
This is different.
Okay.
This one is a segment we're going to call "That's Messed Up."
That's messed up.
That's messed.
That's messed up.
Okay. Yeah. And this is where we're going to talk briefly about things that just annoy, aggravate, or maybe even really mess up our day.
Okay.
Because it happened to me this morning.
Oh boy.
I'm not kidding.
This morning.
This morning, I walk out of the house towards my car.
Okay.
I walk through a spider web.
Oh my goodness.
Now, that's messed up. No,
messed up, bro.
You feel me?
Dude.
I have not been right since.
I'm serious. What happens when I walk through a spider web can only be described like when you wake up from a nightmare, like you're falling off of a cliff, and you're just like, and I just start like, dude. I'm itchy for a week.
Oh, hours later, it's just wind blows through my hair, and I'm like, "Is it on me? Is it on me?"
You're answering your phone. This is Richard. I have a spider somewhere on my person. How can I help you today?
Oh, I love it, and I've always wondered what would it be like if someone from a distance saw me, and they would be like,
"That guy needs a sermon on the side."
He just snapped. He just, you know what I'm saying? He was just walking along, and then he freaks out, So anyway, for any listeners that would like to share a story of something that they think is really messed up,
yeah.
including but not limited to walking through a spider web. Oh, anyway, I just had to get it off my chest. You know, it was trauma.
I love it.
For sure.
You know, we've been going nonstop, it seems, around here with 2 little ones. And, you know, everybody's got crazy lives these days, it seems.
Oh, absolutely.
But one of the things that, you know, when you plan out your day down to the second sometimes
and you
with,
have to,
with kids.
the youngins, yeah.
And you're going from point A to point B. You're picking kids up from practice. You're dropping them off over here. You're trying to squeeze in a date night. You're going to go try to see a friend over, you know, da-da-ba-da-ba. You hop in your car, crank it, pull out of your driveway. The tank is on E. It just sets you back like 5 or 10 minutes. Not to mention $60-$70, and
Thank you very much.
You know,
Yeah.
you know, for me, like I'm an incredibly punctual person. At least I like to think of myself that way.
I would agree.
So if I'm supposed to meet you at 9 and I'm meeting you at 9 or like 9:01, I'm late, and it just stresses me out.
Brother.
And so like if I hop into the car and I'm like trying to get somewhere and I've planned it out and it's on E and I've got to stop, it was an unplanned stop.
No, not
So
good at all.
unplanned stops.
That's messed up.
That's messed up.
It just is. And to our people that are listening, we want to hear what's messed up in your opinion.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, great one. Woo! Lord help us.
Well, everyone, hey, thanks for joining us. Super excited to go on this journey with you. And like and subscribe. It really, really helps our podcast, especially here at the very, very beginning.
That's right.
And we look forward to sharing sermons on the side with you very, very soon.
Indeed. Thank you, Brad. It was fun.
Yes, sir. See you next time.